It's just a little, not enough, like, cut off.
You want a Bruno cam? I was gonna put it right here.
Oh, like on the floor, eh?
Yeah, like, you just get like 6 minutes of him just gonna loop it, you know what I mean?
I don't even need to be looped, bro. Just 6 minute video, upload it.
Just a cat.
That's good content.
Hold on, can you see me? Let me show you this cat cam. Hold up. Oh, it's kind of too bright.
Before I go make me another one of these. Oh shit, he's up. Yeah.
Okay.
Disturbing, yeah, Okay, in like 3, 2, 1. Right?
You guys were in sync there, man.
Yeah, I know. One more time. What was you gonna be saying? 1, 2, 3.
What's going on, guys? You guys can tell us who we are.
That was really lit.
My name's Heber.
You ready?
It's your boy Lil Scopic, aka Miguel.
And we're here with the in real life episode.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna be talking about the past year on this fine new year. I mean, we're getting to the new year at least.
But nah, real shit, man. Like we gotta started this episode this year. Like we accomplished so much shit this year. But like outside of our accomplishments, how do y'all feel about this year though? You know, like or is that really we're just gonna dive in about this year?
Yeah, no, I feel like more so we want to talk retrospectively about like. Yeah, I mean, how we feel. Well, when you say how you feel about the year,
I feel like we should. I feel like we
statement.
should. Yeah, I feel like we should. Firstly, ground on the podcast first. Then we can branch off. On
what about the podcast?
No, I'm like, cause like we started this podcast.
Oh, y'all want to talk about the podcast?
We started the podcast. I just want to like we started it in February and it hasn't even been a year.
Valentine's Day, as a matter of fact.
It's basically been a year, guys. Like,
it's been dead ass like 10 months at max.
I mean, we have been recording episodes for over a year.
That's true.
Like, that's true.
That's factual.
That's true.
A lot of failures.
When we were like,
actually, not that many failures.
I mean,
like a couple, a few.
Like a few.
A few.
We'll probably drop them one day, you know, but
I don't think we should.
Well, I don't think I know the amount of files there is.
I don't. It's literally out of sight, out of mind type shit.
For sure, it's not. No, it's not bad. I mean, it's kind of bad, but yeah, I mean, just alone on the, doing or like just even showing up and talking for the past year. I mean, it's cool. I think what that has done is kind of reached, or I guess not reached, but like, it's evolved to like we're assured of like what this is essentially. I think, like establishing like the pitch for the show, establishing like what that stuff. I think that's very important that we got done.
I feel like it's been way easier to flow off each other. Cause I haven't watched the first episode, but I'm just assuming.
Oh, they're bad.
It's not gonna be.
I don't know. I mean, oddly enough, I think we flowed fine.
We flowed fine, but like I feel like it's way better now. I just feel like a better.
There's definitely more
expressor.
reassurance now. I think. Yeah, definitely with that too. Better expressor.
100%, man.
That's obviously gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
Like in comparison to like where we were at versus now, like I feel like there's just like an understanding what the whole premise of our cast is and like what we're trying to like do in every episode, what every episode's about, in terms of like what we're bringing into the episode. Like okay, like this is what we learned. Like essentially, it's what we learned. And it took me like dead ass like a long time to realize that.
Like 9 months.
Honestly, like I used to just like I almost lost like the whole intention behind it. Like it was something that I kind of had to like sit down with myself and be like, okay, like what am I doing? But like I realized like I love this shit.
I mean, that's always been important to me to like establish the pitch, because that's Because I did want to ask you, like, how did you pitch the show if you didn't know what the pitch was?
What do you mean?
Because like you talked about talking about the show, but like, how do you pitch the show if you don't know the pitch?
I think it was just more so like I wanted to start something with y'all, but I never knew like what I actually wanted out of it. Like I just knew like this was something that I wanted us to do, but I never actually like thought for myself and be like, okay, this is what I want. This is what I want to pitch. But now it's like, okay, it makes sense to me now. And like it's cool. Like I actually want to like bring in what I've also learned, and then also be like, okay, cool. You know what, like. Because learning is key, bro.
Like, I mean, like when because you share the podcast with other people, when you
Yeah,
talk about
like everybody,
but-
bro,
but-
straight up.
So it's like how do you picture the show because it's like because what the pitch of the show is like for regular episodes we talk about what we're learning in the past week or so. That's
Yeah.
like the idea.
That's
Like,
true.
yeah.
I guess I never thought about it like that. I always like pitched it to like everybody like, oh, like if we talk about philosophy, we talk about ideology, we talk about like just shit that like we tend to like come back to every
Okay,
episode.
yeah.
And so it's more so what we talk about, but I never actually saw it as like what we learned, you know?
Well, because
Like-
I say it like that because it's like generally like when you share a podcast, it's like okay, well, what's the podcast about? You know?
True.
I watch a lot of different podcasts, so it's like it's easy kind of to see like the differences of like the very various different types of shows.
100%, dude.
It's
Like, I thought
it's
every
what-
podcast was like a
yeah.
philosophical like thing, but nah, bro,
No.
not at all. You know what I mean? Like it's something like I'm so still really like wet behind the ears on. Like I'm still very new to this podcast shit. You know what I mean? Because like you've been on the podcast game for at least a year.
Like, what does wet behind the ear mean?
It's like no to the game.
Like
Yeah,
I'm
it's
I'm,
like-
I'm still like I'm pretty like new to the game.
He's
So.
pretty well behind the ears.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like I like anyone got a towel? No, but on some real shit though, like
That shit feel kind of
like it's still a learning
Especially-
process. You know what I'm saying? Like we haven't even been doing this for a year yet.
not even a year. Like,
Not even a year.
And it feels like it's been over a year, you know? Well, I mean,
It
essentially.
doesn't feel like it though.
I feel like
It
it.
doesn't feel
Really?
like it at all.
I remember when we were like a few months in, I was like,
I mean-
bro, there's no way we've only been doing this for a few months.
I'd say it doesn't feel like it because it's like the processes are like aren't the same like that. Or like I guess perhaps like we didn't start uploading until like what March
February. Oh, actually, yeah, that's a good point.
Right. So it's like that's kind of like when the rhythm started, I guess you could say.
Oh yeah, because
So
now
it's like that's a different realm too,
it's
Oh
become
my
a habit
gosh,
now.
yes.
Right. Yeah.
This has definitely become a habit.
Because prior to that first episode we released, we didn't record a podcast for like 2 weeks. Like we missed out 2 weeks because we're like the idea was to do this every week, and just release once we're ready to like drop, But
Yeah.
and it's like yeah, we haven't done a podcast in 2 weeks. What's going on?
That's insane
And
to
then-
me now.
We'd be gaming and shit.
It's
But
crazy.
that happened a few times where like we missed a few weeks, but then it's like after the first episode, it's like okay, well now we got it.
Now
we're-
now we got it.
It's like an itch, like it gets to you, you know? It's like, yo, we got some shit to say. But no, on some serious note though, like, even throughout this whole year, like, I've noticed, like, no matter how our schedules go, whether they fluctuate or not, like, we always somehow manage to, like, crunch in an episode, no matter, like, what day of the week it was. Sometimes we would do them, like, early mornings, sometimes late at nights, like,
we mainly do them late as fuck.
yeah, honestly, and, like, we have to, like, get up for work the next day or got places to be the next
I
day.
got
Like,
places to be.
like, we be sacrificing this shit, and, like, that's how you know, like, we truly give a fuck about this shit, you know?
This is like one of the few times where the episode is done not like at night, past midnight type beat.
That's
Yeah.
true.
It's mainly after that, but just because that's like on the schedule, I guess like that's convenient for us.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! It's literally always like super fucking late.
It's literally like
kinda makes me
12
think about
hours
like
from now,
you know
yeah.
like how
We should
the-
get better at. Like we should get more sleep.
I don't know. It just makes me think about like the because
Sleep
it's
of
like
the week.
different points of the day, different. I just like how would that vary in terms of like what's being exerted or like the kind. I don't know. It just makes me
Oh,
think,
that's true. I
like
wonder if,
how does that affect can there be a better way? But it's just a
It is what it is. We'll probably.
It is
like-
what it is, sure, but it's like it's something to ponder, I guess.
But one thing I did want to touch on, bro, or you know what I'm saying, like with the podcast, bro, like one thing I realized is how much work goes into this shit. Like that's something I didn't really know. You know what I'm saying? Like I really didn't like foresee it ahead of time, but then I'm like, holy shit, there's so much like.
I mean,
Like,
it
that's
is
what they
very
do.
like subjective, though. Like you put how much work you want to put into it, though. You know what I mean? Like
True, but
Like-
like.
There's this cash shot I've been seeing.
Like I'm speaking like I guess for like if other people wanted to make a podcast, like you don't gotta put as much effort, like or whatever. It's like it's really just up to you. But
I mean that's true, but like you know how like the cliche, like I don't want to say it's a cliche, but I hear a lot of homies say like, oh, I really want to start a podcast, and it's like, but like it takes a lot of planning before you even get that show on the road.
there is like.
But like it's like
initiative,
what do you want? Like we
yeah,
have like
it's
a
about
whole
what you
like
want, yeah.
we have a whole like look on it. We have like some things we haven't been doing. We have like details shit. There's a lot of like different components on it. Some people just want to hit record and just upload that.
That's
It
true.
depends on
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you want.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
like the interest can start very very simple,
But it's tight because it's like all these different things that we've been working on. It almost like overlays into like some other like things I'm working on the side, like in terms of creative works. Like okay, like this shit takes a lot of planning. Like okay, I'm pretty sure a lot of other things also take a lot of planning too. It's helped me in that sense too.
In terms of like production and
Yes,
in
production.
creation in general, because a lot of these things have similarities. You know, like listening to like the Colin and Samir podcast. You know, like it's a show about creator support. Like that's what the show is called, creator support. And it's interesting how regardless, like even though they are mainly talking about YouTube creators, a lot of the principles that they talk about can just as easily be translated to like all the different types of creators that are on like media platforms, I suppose, like music too, you know. But yeah, it's just to say that there's a lot of similarities with creators.
Real talk, man. Real talk. And so I mean, like, I guess with the podcast, that's definitely something that like I want to highlight this year. You know, I'm like good shit. You know, we started that hoe this year.
What do we do?
That was one of our like major accomplishments. Just starting that hoe this year. Hell yeah, bro! Because we've been on like the wave on talking about it since like the pandemic hit us, and then like you know what I'm saying, like we were talking about it, and then we like waited a whole year about it, and then we actually got into it, and then.
Nah, like the building, it took like 2 fucking years
Damn
to do it.
yeah.
I just remember making the fucking visuals in my. It's always like the stop points. I just keep going back to like when I was making Miguel's shit. That shit bugged the fuck.
And that was like a year ago.
Let me clarify. That did not take 2 years, like you said.
It feels like it because of how I'm like.
It was a few months.
Very.
It
was a lot.
Was that this year? When we were like in the car and we were like drawing out like our no, that was last year, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That was literally like last year, and like
No, cause it was like January was like pretty like getting a lot of groundwork done to like okay how we get this out, you know.
And like going to like the sumtales fonts and like I'm pretty sure y'all did like every letter for the font, right?
I did every letter.
All of that shit. Our fucking like.
Completely forgot that I did it, but yeah.
Yeah, that and like there's just like so much shit, so many different files and docs and just so much shit, man.
A bunch of shit.
Just a bunch of shit, man.
And like
we get mad and shit. Like, bro, this is like y'all don't really see it, but like fucking hey. Like I'll be sad, man. Like,
I gotta click upload. Like,
I'm not
click upload the fucking links, man. Like fuck.
I'm not saying it to be like like fuck this shit's so much work. I mean but like in a good way though. Like the amount of shit we managed to accomplish in my opinion so little time. Like to an extent like all that shit we managed to like kind of be like alright y'all. You know what I'm saying? Sorry Bruno. But in all seriousness though like good shit y'all. And so. Yeah, so I think definitely one of the things to mention this year in terms of highlights is the podcast. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely one thing that I think we introspectively did right. Or at least when I introspectively go back into this year, I'm like, yeah, good shit.
Because it's even had like a whole remodel of it.
Yeah.
The podcast and shit.
Or is that too?
Yeah, because it was like, I was doing this shit, man. I'm like, I can't. This shit's... It was getting annoying to me. Like, the visual aspect of it, I got so bored of it. But I'm pretty content on where it's at right now.
Yeah.
Like I like it. I've been able to like.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited that like it's that it can change. Or like not like.
It's freestyle now, man.
Yeah.
We can like change the whole shit.
It's very subject to change at any moment. Yeah.
I'm excited that like new ideas to like the imagery and all that like can be accepted. And yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just glad we did try out that thing. I'm pretty sure they're like, what if it's all connected? And we did that. I'm like, dude, I'm so over this gradient and shit. I don't even use it that much in my own work. And I see like how much, cause this shit showed me building, like, cause I'm basically like making like the thumbnails. It's like everything is a new craft every damn time.
True.
Yeah, the thumbnail work itself, it's a large craft. I think
Yeah, it's becoming much easier.
Word.
Super much easier. Cause like I wanted the simplicity of it, so I can like I'm like my little things.
Yeah, cause like there's a lot.
I forget about I just do it, and like at times it just seems like homework. Mm-hmm. Like now it's like this shit go hard. I'll be on my computer now like this shit go hard.
True. And like speaking about your computer, like. And that's another thing too. Like, we've gone through so many different like technical difficulties along the way. So that like you know what I'm saying, like it's just insane. Getting a new mic or getting a new this that like trying different fucking like we record on fucking Discord. I don't know if we want to put ourselves on blast like that,
dude. ruining the whole show.
But like on a serious note though, like you know, like no matter what gets thrown at us, like resilience is key. I think if you want to keep it going, like anything really, you know.
Yeah,
I think
like,
that's something that we've managed.
Like
to,
the podcast almost ended because of my laptop.
For a minute, you know, like we. And like that's the funny part. If we don't shoot an episode, we'll do something else because like at the end of the day, we gotta keep this shit going. You know, we'll do a day in the hang or fucking burn a fire under a bridge in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we'll just.
Like we'll do something.
That's life, man.
Something,
like,
man.
You know,
we gotta keep moving, man.
We gotta keep it going, man. There's, you know, so many podcasts.
Look.
But
yeah, speaking about keeping moving with this podcast shit.
Okay,
we gotta move on.
We gotta move on.
Yeah, I was about to say.
This shit ain't.
I was about to say.
We're just complaining now.
Nah, man. It's more like alright, Sean. To conclude one of our biggest accomplishments of this year, the podcast. You know what I'm saying?
This ain't nothing.
This ain't shit, bro.
This ain't shit.
This is some light work, bro.
For real. I've been taking a shit and doing a fucking.
Okay, then what is something that's big shit then this year? Let's actually go back a little.
Let's go to myself.
Yeah, let's take it back to January of 2022. Right, we're in 22. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was 2020. Like, I'm still there. Like, bro, like move on.
We have a podcast now. No, but 100%. Okay, so January 2022.
Wait, we were talking about the podcast that JCPenney, right?
Probably. Yeah. Honestly, Witch, I'd say. I think it like started off a little bit at Witch.
Yeah, Witch tells.
Yeah,
Anyways.
But January 2022.
I think every year has gotten progressively better, and like introspective like tools for myself, and like the self journey I've been going in, has been getting way more intense, and figuring out my own shit that I want to do. And it's been like getting extremely grounded, like year after year. Like last year, 2021. It was like ideas of what I wanted to do, and now it's getting like really good.
You know, that's what I thought about this morning too, and trying to think of like retrospectively. I was, you know, one of the things that I guess, you know, maybe not entirely solidified, but definitely more grounded and solidified is like what I want to spend my time on. You know, what are the things that I want to do? And it's like, and it's like and like a few months ago, like I listed it up pretty boldly, and like I still feel that way, you know, and I still feel like that's what I'm gonna be spending my time on, and that's really cool because realistically before that point I didn't have that, I guess, you know, and so that is cool that, you know, as we progress we may gain more what was it, you know, assurance of what we want to do, you know, at least in the moment.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like it really steered in with the routine with the podcast, and because it makes you look at your own life, my own life, like what do I want to talk about, and what are the things I'm actually into, and the things that keep reoccurring. Like, okay, it's like
for me that just came from like talking to people. It's like, well, what do I want to like even bring up to them, you know, like, well again, it's obviously, you know, like the thing, but it's like, yeah, that can't be over. But yeah, so, that's a good point though.
It makes me like, okay, this is what I'm into in life, because I keep talking about this fucking shit. Like I'm not forcing this shit. I'm not talking about like, damn, I'm gonna talk about some Nietzsche again today. I'm like, nah, like I always think about this shit. I was watching today like introspective, like intro into human behavior.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Something for the mind.
Yeah, really, that's cool.
Yeah,
I'm really into that, those types of topics.
Damn, that's crazy. Cause like for me, I guess it's still tied in with the cast a little bit, but it's like at first I didn't really know, like I knew what I wanted, but sometimes I realized like it required a lot of discipline for the things that I did want. Like for example, like I remember like I think I've even said it on the cast before, like it almost feels like a chore for me in a sense, you know, because like there would be so much different things I'd have to do. And it'd be like, damn, like I as much as I want to do this, like it's also like, I also feel like sometimes I gotta put it on hold a little bit, you know. But it's like I almost feel like I had to be there in the moment, even though like because I have so many different things.
Yeah, I can say it's like restraining in a way, because it's like okay, well, it's like there's still things to the like that you know, I guess like.
And it's like as much as I wanted to do this at the time, like I I couldn't say no to it, and at the same time it was like I felt like I had to, but I just ignored it. And so I think one of the best things that like this year has taught me was time management, and being able to like do it pretty much all in a way that like you can't like, because I'm a very like, I don't want to say no to it in terms of like, you know, what I do with my time, because there's a lot of things that I'm interested in, you know. But it's like, for me at least, it was like I never knew how to manage it. So like I started like drawing on my dry erase board. Like, this is what we're doing this day. And like deadass every week I'll draw like I'll like, because we generally record on Fridays now, you know. Like it'll switch over like every now and then. Like I remember it was Wednesdays earlier this year. You know?
Was it like a Tuesday or something?
It was on a Wednesday because I remember I went to school, and I remember like after school like I would deadass record with y'all, and like I'm pretty sure Heber got off at like 8 too. And like,
yeah, it's like I'm literally looking at my schedules, and they were asking me like, when are you available? And I was thinking about the podcast. Like, I'm pretty sure I can adapt to any schedule that's given to me, like to do stuff. So I'm like, oh, this is fucking fine.
Yeah, I guess out of like luck too, like we've still managed to like kind of like meet each other all in some sort of halfway. Like, okay, like this is like pretty much the days we can do it. And so for me at least, time management was one of the best things like I managed to like.
Yeah, for sure. Just like being, you know, because back when like the year first started, it's like I was more rigorous with like writing down like what I'm doing in the week, and like you know, now it's just more so boiled down to like, you know, writing tasks for the day, or like, you know, tasks for the week. And you know, like we mentioned last night, it was like we're talking about like, you know, putting like a date on like task for them to get done. Sometimes that daily date was enough for me. You know, it's like just getting that done today. You know.
Yeah.
It's you know, it's easy because it's like, oh, today. You know, rather than like, you know, because obviously if you put a date ahead, it's like procrastination could get involved. But you know, regardless, having that date ahead is very helpful, though. I think one of the best ways to get you to act on what you want to do. But yeah, time management definitely large thing that has been improved upon.
It's been improved upon for me, but it's still extremely difficult for me.
It's not easy at all.
It's very hard for me, like cause I wrote out. I've been. It's in my fucking journal. It's at home. Like I finished the damn journal now. Like I planned my whole life, not planned, but like things I gotta do that I know I can improve my life if I do it. But even then, it's like it's so difficult to plan, like put a date to it, because there's so many other things I want to do. So it's like, figuring out which one matter more, and I can help me way more in the moment.
Prioritizing.
True. Prioritizing. Like I cannot prioritize my fucking life.
That is a whole other element. Yeah. So
priorities. Yeah.
Yeah, it's super hard for me. You know, like, oh, I can hang out with this person, and like,
yeah,
oh,
my
like
priorities
this.
are a little wonky, but they're definitely like, they're good in some areas. There's yeah.
Like I wrote down today, I was literally on fucking literally prior to this, I was on the ground. I was like, then I just clicked out of it. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is this? Like, I don't even care about this shit. Like, this is not, like, I gotta go get ready for this type shit. I'm like, bro, you're getting real, man. Like, this is not even important to me. I don't even care about who I'm looking at.
The video you're watching,
bro, I'm like, fuck. Like, I would rather watch that than be on the Instagram. Like, this is, like, I'm not getting Instagram because I saw how many ads I was getting. Like, how much bullshit I was getting on my feed.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, why am I on this social media platform? This is like not even clean at all anymore. Damn. I was writing it down. I was like, bro, you gotta get it. I was like, you gotta get real. I wasn't writing that. I was just
get real. Yeah.
Like I know what I like. Like I have so many things I want to get good at, and I'm not gonna get good at it if I don't put my energy towards it. Cause I'm putting energy towards things I'm addicted to, like in social media.
That's right.
So it's like prioritizing and time management.
That's 100%.
Those are things going forward, next year I want to get better at.
I think that's like one of the things that like helped me out with that was college, bro. Cause like especially summer school, there was no such thing as procrastination, you know.
No such thing.
Huh? Hell no, bro. Every day you had like a paper to write, you know. So it's like for me, like that helped a lot. That helped out like a lot with like the podcast as well. And so this year, man, time management and priorities was something that I managed.
That's an interesting point, because when you have something that's like, you feel so like absolutely manic, like there's no way I don't do that, you know, like your college papers, you know, it's like that really helps steer. It's like, okay, this time slot is like solidified 100%. It's like
Yeah.
and so it's like now you have this the rest of the time slot where it's like you really like you have to choose the right things here, you know. And because it's a less amount of time, because you know times when you take like say 8 hours of work or whatever, it's like now you have this time where it's you really have to choose, you know.
Yeah.
And that sometimes can help, you know, because rather than like, you know, say like you're free, it's like there's like so much you can do with a day. Like, when you're off, like there's so much you can do with it. So it's like having that, you know, just time where like you really have to choose what you want and be what's the word? Conscious. I don't know.
You have to be conscious of what you do.
Yeah.
Because you have to like you always talk about like the inputs of what you have into your life, like the influences. And I've been thinking about like how much I've been going out a lot. Like this past month, I've been going out a lot, and it's really like I haven't been working on a lot of like creative stuff. Like I've been taking in a lot of stuff, and it's completely changed my like views on shit. So it's like, either way, I'm living.
That's true.
So it's like I can't really like try to fucking control my whole life in paper, because it's like not really what's life about to me anymore. I'm like figuring it all out on paper, because I never know how it's gonna end up. I didn't know I was gonna be shut up like this shot. So like you never know. You never fucking know. It's gonna be open to change and open to adapt to your life.
Yeah, shit gonna pop up, you know.
Shit gonna pop up, you know. I didn't know this was gonna be on here.
Shit.
I really hope that makes it. How is he gonna make it? Like a little square? Look a little square.
Yeah, there's like dog cams and shit.
Oh, there's an extra actually still going.
I see some strings like Kental cam.
Oh, I can't.
Let's go.
Is it?
Yeah. But okay, so
Like we had to change like with this.
haha, look at that. So that's one thing that I think was really cool about this year. When I, you know, introspectively go, because I'm doing this off the rip, you know, I didn't like.
Up the dome.
I didn't know
this
pen
is
or
off
paper
the
this
dome.
shit, you know what I'm saying? Like I just going off the dome.
We're
Man.
freestyling.
It really is, like we really are, you know.
He's tired of it, bro.
He's like, y'all need to shut the fuck up. No, but he's like, let me tell you what I'm introspecting on this year. But another thing that I think was really badass about this year was again, I'm freestyling off this. So
Yeah, man, free for yourself or whatever.
I was getting really like, I started like breathing hard and shit. Like yeah, but I'm like turning 21. Look at us.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that is the thing.
I mean, I kind of want to talk about like.
Creative works.
Oh, I was gonna get into like mental health.
Oh, let's do it. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Big time. Big win, bro. Big win.
Hell yeah.
Alright, so talk about it.
Five gum.
Mental health. Damn, I can't.
Don't really sensitive.
So what about mental health, man?
Yeah, well, I want to get into like I guess the if there is progression with it, of course, but hopefully fucking ain't. But
We look like a self-help fucking.
oh right, yeah, we have like self-help and like yeah, cause self-help made me think about like how it shows up on Spotify.
Yeah.
I'm like rate the show 5 stars please.
For real, please.
Like just go.
Oh, seriously? Okay,
For real.
yeah.
You don't.
Like why does it say 3? Like
Like, maybe I'll get it right next year. You're looking at us now, but okay, yeah. We definitely do have a lot of
rate the show on
self-help
Spotify if
shit.
you can.
Yeah.
Wait, what does that actually do?
Huh?
Well,
It just makes it look good, but like.
I mean,
We'll
realistically, it's like so that like
For sponsors?
search bar. I mean, for me, it's like important that like you know if people search something up, because I search things up on Spotify for just like podcasts and shit. So it's like that. It's like
It helps us.
Yeah.
It really does.
So yeah, just to get more reach like, or whatever. I presume.
Please.
But talking about
Please.
mental health, you know, I guess I just preface. I guess I use the term mental health. I guess it's not a bad term. Maybe I have a little bit of grievance with it, but it's
Maybe not.
It's not a bad term.
Maybe not mental health, but like more so like the things in your mind that like help you tackle the hard times, you know, because it hasn't been an easy year in a sense, you know, like I think every year in a sense as we get older, there's more challenges that are going to be thrown our way naturally, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just life. And so for me, the one thing I could add into that is because like I really didn't get into any like self-help books until like later last year, like towards the end of 2021. And so I reread like the book The Four Agreements and like David Goggins. Like I read that towards the end of last year, and like it kind of like bled into like how I carried myself this year in like many aspects. Like I remember like taking shit so personal. Now that I'm like, you know, taking like for example taking shit so personal, um, just a lot of things that like I guess awareness in a sense is like more so what I'm trying to get in with the mental health thing, you know. Like I think awareness is really cool, and like understanding like why you do the things you do.
Oh, cause I guess when I brought it up, because
Yeah.
I remember like, cause I thought of it, I thought of bringing this up because I was like, well, January me was very, like very different in terms of like happiness, I guess you could say. I don't know if that's the right term, but it's like, not, happiness probably isn't the right term, but overall like, yeah, I was having a rough time. You know?
Stability.
Sure, instability. That's when. There was a lot of stuff that I was trying to work through, obviously, because it was like soon after a breakup, so it was like that affected a lot heavily, and it's like, and even up to like, yeah, I mean, and it was like there's just a large progression throughout the entire year of how thoughts of that was handled, how general. Yeah, stability was handled, and there's also just there was just also a lot of evolution of thoughts with that, and also partly like kind of like I want to say finding myself, not really, more so just like being like impacted so greatly by the idea of like good and evil, like, because obviously, you know, like there was like the first like few months of the year, it was like there was this large, like probably like 2 3, there's this large guilt and large like like I hated myself that year, and then it was like growing past that, it was like, okay, well, I know, like thinking retrospectively about my actions, and I'm like, okay, well, I know I like after a few months, it was like I could confidently and faithfully, you know, believe in myself that I would consistently choose good over evil, you know, or at least know that I will always try, you know, all throughout the year, these ideas and philosophical quotes about the idea thrown at me, really impacted me greatly, and I remember like towards like June. Was the first time I did a self-recording of myself where I just talked about everything, I guess, that was going on in my head, or you know, the general synopsis of what was happening, and it was like the first video I recorded of myself, right, just doing that, because I ended up doing a lot more of these throughout later on in the year, and in that video, it was like I could see that I was like just barely starting to like grasp some of these concepts, and I remember just watching it back a few months later. I was like, whoa, all of that got really solidified. Like by now I was like, whoa, I could, like, this motherfucker was just starting, bro. Like this motherfucker was just starting, bro. But yeah, it's cool. And then, you know, obviously that kind of what makes me get into like the like the self recordings. That's been really cool to just you know, back to increasing like expression, you know, through the podcast, just talking more, expressing your ideas in just in a way you can understand too, you know. I don't know. I
have a question.
Yeah.
You know how you say you were having a difficult time? The knowledge that you gain now, what would you tell the person? What would you tell December? How would December you tell? What advice would you tell? What tools will you give January you?
Well, because it's like each step of the way, there's different. Each step of the way, I could give that person different advice because there's different things that I had to go through. I would say like firstly, the first 2 months was like handling with that self hatred and self criticalism, and being guilty, feeling guilty at least, and then so that was like that like January me would need help with that, you know, but like March, April me, isn't as worried about that. So it's like that advice wouldn't apply to that guy. So it's like I guess I'm trying to find an overall piece of advice. But those always seem a little cliche, you know, a little. Can't really think of one right now though. You know, just like, in general. Try your best. Oh, do your best. Yeah, I mean, do your best. Do your best is actually the most valid one. Just because it applies to all facets, you know. If you just try your best, like in every moment, you know, your best is going to fluctuate. You just try your best. Thank you for this. Your best.
You know what I do?
Yeah. So trying your best is actually the best piece of advice if you can like take action to it, I suppose, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like keep going, you know. Don't get held back for too long. Like it's good to
Keep
recharge
going.
and rest, but like eventually you gotta like
Keep going.
plan the next
Keep going.
move.
You're gonna die. I've been getting pretty grounded with death. I've been so for real.
Sure.
Death's
For
like
sure.
my friend now.
Yeah, that kind of happened last year for me.
Kissing the angel of death.
Like,
Not kissing, just being with them, you know.
yeah, like by the end of last year, one of the things was like I'm cool with death.
Right.
Death is me.
I don't know if I'm necessarily like tight with death, but it's more so
He
like
next.
He next.
chill. No, but it's more so like okay, like I understand everything what the fuck. I understand that everything around me is like it's here, you know. And so it's like it could all be taken away by the angel of death, you know.
Okay.
And so in that sense, it's grounded me in the sense like okay,
That's
everything that I have, and I got it from like the Four Agreements. Honestly, like that's something that like when I reread it, it like hit me on a different level.
Be talking about that.
Huh?
Be talking about that in
Is
that
he?
book.
I'm pretty sure like towards the end, like I'm like after the Four Agreements, he like starts talking about all these different like.
He's like, bro, I'm gonna die, bro.
Like no shit, no, but like on like
He's
on
like, well,
that
that's how it
note,
made me
like
feel.
I love everything around me, you know. And so it's like as much as like I naturally take things for granted, granted, I also realize like it could be taken away in like a blink of an eye, you know. And so sometimes like I sit back and I kind of look at like everything around me and I'm like okay, like maybe I shouldn't take so many things for granted. And I'm like okay.
Cause I got pretty close to death like last month. Nah, not that long ago, like last month type shit. And it made me think more like, well, I'm gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I'm gonna.
He's like, well, this is gonna happen.
I mean, this is gonna happen. There's no doubt. And it's like, well, I gotta. Don't half-ass it, you know. That's about it.
True.
Yeah.
If you're into it, get into it.
Yeah. Doing your best. Yeah.
Yeah, do your best is pretty good.
Yeah.
Do your best, you don't have no regrets.
Because in the Four Agreements, it's like that was my favorite agreement. You know, I thought it was the most important one.
I feel like the one that skipped over in the Four Agreements is be impeccable with your words. I completely forgot about that one.
Wow.
I read it going like, oh, this is so facts.
That's what I wanted to mention when Miguel was like talking about doing good. I'm like, oh yeah, dude, like the like showing or giving outputting love. That is like one of the most like excruciatingly important things that affected my life this year. I guess. You know?
It changed my perspective completely because I was at work the other. A week prior, I was having like some attitude in my soul. I was at work. I was like, man, people testing me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I started coming at it a new perspective, and I see everyone is just like, they're just dumb, man, and like it's like, I'm bugging, and I was just seeing them for who they are.
That's another thing too.
Yeah.
Perspective for me, yeah.
Yeah, the universe works mentally, man.
Yeah.
And I just be seeing people. I'm like, oh, this is great. You can have a great time with anyone, I feel.
That's interesting. Because, like, towards the end of the year for me as well, like, I noticed, like, as the year's winding down, like, this is something that I'm more, like, recently, like, hopped over the hurdle of, like, because I've always dealt with, like, trust issues and shit. And so one of the things that I've been able to, like, kind of, like, go to the root of the problems and kind of understand why I have, like, certain issues with trust and why, and it's, like, it's still kind of, like, you know, shaky at times, but I realize more now, like, you have to understand, like, things that happen are always momentarily, you know? And so it's like whatever hurts you then, it's like...
Gonna hurt you later.
It's like momentarily, you know? It's things that like...
Don't say that.
Everything is so...
Why did I say that?
Subject to change in a sense, and it's like...
That shit could hurt someone.
Well, yeah, naturally, but
Sorry,
it's
bro.
like
I don't know why I said that. That was impulsive.
not necessarily being
Sorry.
feeling victimized to shit like that. You know, more so just being like, okay, like this can't hurt me type shit. But also like every second is a different moment of you. You know, and it's like you got to take that to heart into account. Like, okay, like I understand. Like I don't know where I'm trying to get at with this. I guess what I'm trying to get at with it is like the perspective really matters. And I had to like more so be acceptable to like changing that perspective and not being like, man, everyone's just out to get me all the fucking time. Like I can't trust nobody out here, you know. And it's like instead being more like open to just being like, okay, you know what, like shit. And that's not an easy pill to swallow at all. At least not for me, bro. Like it was really something that
But it was a smoky mirror, right?
type shit, man.
Yeah, like it's crazy how like this is like how far you can see.
Mm-hmm.
Then you take it away and you see the whole world in a sense.
And I'm still practicing it. Like I'm still trying to be more vulnerable. Like vulnerability is not easy. I don't think vulnerability ever comes naturally for anybody.
Yeah, it's just like you can get attacked, and it attacks you like in the sense that it attacks your ego. And if you're very tight on like who you are, then it's like you're gonna be hurt all the time.
Yeah, and like trauma, bro. You know, like literally just unraveling the trauma essentially, and like trying to like purify that hoe.
It's kind of just figuring out who you like, literally figuring out who you are, and then like understand your story. Like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Do you think when you are aware of that smoky mirror, the attacks don't affect you as much?
Why? Why would you?
Well, I mean,
I would say that because it's like when you just see it for how it is, when people just give you, when people just are, because you just are, and people just give you their life.
Yeah.
And you have no preconceptions of who they are and no judgment on what they say. I think I just literally said something twice. You have no judgment on what they say.
Yes.
It's like.
Yeah, because it just made me think about how in my experience, it's like if I were to get attacked, I feel like and I feel like there have been situations where I see the reality of it, and I'm like, well, I don't accept that, and like that's you, bro. That's you, bro.
It's a training thing, man.
Yeah,
like,
it's
like because I see it, I come up and it's like that, and I get mad because there was this lady and like attacking me, like mentally and like at work, and I'm like, fuck. No, I'm like, let me calm down.
Maybe why you staring at me?
Cause she was like, I didn't ask if you made the prices. I was like, okay. And I was like, okay, let me calm down. Like,
I understand that like she's okay having the bad day.
You never know. Like I don't know her life, man. Maybe she's like that, man.
Oh, is that your cue?
Literally.
That's a cue.
Speaking of work, like.
Speaking of work, yeah.
Like 3 minutes since that shit.
Alright, well,
guys.
I want to keep this all going.
You can keep going.
Yeah, we can keep going, but yeah, you won't be heading out.
I'm gonna be heading out in like a couple of minutes. I'm gonna go to work.
But we still want to get this episode out for y'all. So.
There's still so much that needs to be said.
We're gonna edit it right now. We're editing as shooting.
But it's coming out later today, matters of fact.
Like coming out like as I leave type shit.
Yeah.
But I feel like key points for me would be like prioritizing. Time management. Actually doing the bitch.
Yeah.
Showing up. Doing
your best.
Listening. I think understanding. Because I feel like I always try to be right. Like, oh, you're wrong. But like really, it's like if you understand them, then you can just see them. Like, oh, okay, I feel you, bro.
Yeah, like that's one.
You step back. Matthew McConaughey really pointed it out. I keep thinking of that. It's like they were fighting. Then Matthew McConaughey's like, oh, he's right. And he's like, no. It's like, do you understand? It's not about if it's right or wrong.
Yeah. Just understanding, because even if you disagree, it's important that you understand, the thing. I guess just because there's a benefit to it, but.
Yeah, it's helpful. You gotta understand. Like,
there's like empathy. There's benefits to empathy. Oh, so many, of course.
Look, I think about because like you can be that person who you hate.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Especially thinking of like people who do evil actions. It's like you think back to the idea we all have the capacity to do evil things. Or it's like that belief that's very strong for me. So it's like having that empathy is super important. Having empathy through conversation can really bring a lot of love. That's how you start. That's how you start to understand with empathy.
I feel like love is like allowing everything in, and just understanding it.
Without listening to that automatic judgment.
Yeah, because if you I always think about, man, that Don Miguel Ruiz guy really hit me, man.
Not exerting hate. You know.
Yeah, it's like he said, if you know yourself and you fully if you fully trust yourself and you love yourself, you can walk around with your heart open to the world, and that's all.
Yeah, that's nice.
With that being said,
We gotta get it done.
I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
Let's get it done. Real quick.
Oh yeah, true that. Should we be like type shit?
I mean, might as well. Might as well. I think we need actually no, we need like still shots of her face. 'Cause I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna use the whole image.
I mean,
Yeah.
That's. I mean, I don't know. There's ideas going on around right now.
There's
ideas going.
Because okay, there's two ideas right now. It's like the whole a square.
We could do like the
Type shit.
Oh, okay. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's. Hell yeah.
We need like fireworks in the back. The fireworks in the back. We should probably have
Be like
shit. 2020.
like three blunts in my hand.
Oh shit.
Wait, should we all do? Wait, your arms are. I was about to say like 3 type shit. You know, 2023. But
Oh shit.
should we hold a 3? Like,
How
should
can
we put
we-
a 3? Oh shit.
That's 3. That's all I can do. I was like, how's it go? Okay.
I got a cramp looking at it.
I was like, no, I might get a
Yeah,
cramp.
I don't think that's.
I mean,
Yeah, go with that.
I'm like, this is the okay. What I see in my head the picture and like the little like.
I'm cool with that.
They're like 2023
Yeah, that should literally
reflections on 2022 and on forward to 2023.
Cha-ching.
Okay, maybe not that much, but 2020. Okay, thoughts of 2022. Thoughts on 2022.
I was thinking like, you know how there's like 2022 transition, like the arrow 2023. It's like the like what's faded in with the 2022. It's like darkness and like evil.
Oh, okay.
Okay. There's some shit.
It was like screaming.
I know there's some fucking dark imagery behind it.
I'm still be here. Y'all can keep talking.
Type shit.
I'm gonna leave this. I just get another time to like.
Think,
For real? Oh, okay.
I think we should.
Like, how you gonna continue the shot? Shit?
I think we should end the episode.
Really? Oh, okay.
I don't mind.
Alright, y'all. Well, with that being said,
Oh.
I appreciate y'all for giving us a good year, you know what I'm saying?
Fuck, I might as well sit down and close it out. Alright.
Thank you guys for watching to the end
Of the year?
of the year. Wow. What the fuck?
Wow,
And,
Happy New Year.
If you guys want to support us, hit the like button, rate the show on Spotify.
Please.
Check out the links in the description. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Means a
This
lot.
year was cool. This year was cool. I mean, it's cool.
Keep
now.
going.
To an even cooler year next
We
year.
made it.
Yeah, hopefully.
We did this.
This is pre-recorded.
We're not live right now.
We live, like live resin.
Alright.
Alright,
Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3.
Three.
1, 2. Wait, fuck. 1, 2. That's pretty cool. Alright.
Let's go.
let's go. That's a wrap.
Like Bruno wasn't here anymore, so I can do that.